Hello, you guys! Oh my gosh. Okay, welcome to the Team Navigate Wednesday night call. I am stepping in for Allie, who is being Nurse Allie at the moment. So I'm super excited that I get to talk to you guys. I have lots of tangible information for you. So if you do not have a notebook and a pen in front of you, unless you're driving, literally go get one right now. Because you're gonna want to write a lot of this down. We're recording, so we're good. I talk kind of fast and I talk a lot, so if you need to rewatch, you can do that. But hopefully it'll all be tangible. I have slides too, so if somebody reminds me, I can share those when I post the recording. So actually, I'm gonna just start sharing my screen right now. And I feel like, so this is a topic that I feel like all of us as like the leaders of the team, so Allie, me, Deanna, Sam, like we're all getting these questions, and it's about, okay, dude, how the heck do I freaking grow my following? And that is what we're going to talk about, because as we all know, Instagram is the place to be. I'm like hyped because I just got off of an Instagram training and it was so good. So let me share my screen. Uh-oh, where'd you guys go? Why don't I? Okay, do you guys see my slide? Yes, okay, perfect. Yay, okay. So we are gonna talk through how to grow your following on Instagram so that you're getting more eyes on you, so that you're getting new eyes on you. We all know that Instagram is being a little bee lately and isn't showing our stuff to anybody. So we are gonna work through it together. And let me just tell you, I've done tons of research on this, and it's not just you. If you're like, I feel like nobody's seeing my stuff, I feel like nobody's liking my stuff, let me tell you that the people that have huge influence, their likes are going down, their engagement is going down. And so all that means is that we have to be proactive and get eyes on us, because Instagram ain't helping us anymore, okay? And that's okay, that's okay. And you know why that's a good thing? Because if we outwork everybody else that isn't putting in the work to, also, I feel like, okay, you guys, I have two screens. So if you're like, why the heck is she like floating in space or like looking up into space? That's why. Sorry, disclaimer. But that's why, if we can be the ones to be on like the forefront of this and be like, okay, fine, Instagram, screw you, I'm gonna do it myself, then there are so many other people that aren't willing to do that. So don't be the person that isn't willing to put in the time or effort to get eyes on you, because you'll just, that's how you win. That's how you go. That's how you get ahead. Okay, so this isn't just like okay, here's exactly what to do, go do it, bye. We're gonna go step by step, because it's more than just like doing one thing and then getting all those followers, right? So we're gonna go step by step of the important things to do to get from point A to point Z, literally. Also, I'm not gonna answer questions during, because I can't. It's just, I'm a squirrel. So any questions that don't get answered like during me talking, I'm gonna leave time. I'm gonna try to like go through this pretty quickly so that you guys can ask questions, because I just have a feeling that you're gonna have questions. So write any questions down as they come up, or put them in the chat and I'll go through the chat at the end. Okay, I literally want every single one of you to go to your Instagram. You don't have to do it right now, but I want you to go to your Instagram tonight if you're not doing it right now. Look at your bio or look at your profile and tell me, if you didn't know you, would you follow you? Okay? If your pictures are blurry or grainy or dark and dull or quotes, like all quotes, or just not interesting, nobody's gonna follow you. I don't care what you do. People are not gonna follow you back. That's just the way it is. because there are so many people that are more willing to put time, energy, effort, and love into their pages, that those are the people that are getting followed. That's not hard to do. So I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, that's not me. Like, I feel like, how do I do that? I'm not this, like, I don't have like a fancy camera. I don't have, I don't know, whatever. You have every single resource you need, and I will tell you that right now. First of all, I freaking still have an iPhone 7. I have an iPhone 7, and like, that's pretty old. I take every single picture I have on my iPhone. So for those of you that have like the X, like, you're 18 steps ahead of me, okay? If you are like, okay, well, I don't have an eye for design, or I don't have an eye for like photography, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't know, I guess design, like artistic. That's literally what Lightroom is for. Okay, if you don't know what Lightroom is, go Google it. But you can literally buy for like $2, $3, $5 a filter that you can put on every single one of your pictures to make them look bright, beautiful, and in sync with each other. So that you have, if you ever go to pages and you're like, literally, they look so cohesive. Like, this page looks like it all blends together so well. That's because either they are really good at that kind of stuff and they make their own edits to their photos, or they literally bought a Lightroom package and they put the same filter on every single freaking photo. And it's literally a button. You open Lightroom, you click on your photo, and it's a button. You can mess with it if you want, but you don't even have to. So like, this isn't hard, okay? So that can't be an excuse. And there are cheap ones. There are free ones. The free ones aren't that good though. But you can get one for like $3. So like, you have no excuses. You have to, we are in like a world and a day and age where you have to show up on Instagram like a professional if you want to be paid like a professional, period. Okay. Are you adding value to people's lives? Do they feel like they come to your page to get value? So whether that is, and that can even be like, I would consider, if you're super freaking funny, I would consider that value. Because how many people watch TV shows or go to like Instagram stories or watch like YouTube videos of people literally just being funny? Like, no value, nothing, like they're not gaining anything other than like happiness. Well, guess what? Happiness is freaking a thing to value. So if you're funny, like, accept that and just be funny. But you also need to educate people on what it is that they're coming to your page for. We should all have a different niche. None of us are the freaking same person, okay? None of you guys are an interior designer, I don't think. If you are, that's cool. Let me know. You know, maybe like, oh, just kidding. I totally forgot, sorry. You're the first one. Anyways, maybe a couple of you are military wives. Maybe a couple of you or one of you is a personal trainer. Like, we're not all the same. Yes, we all work for Beachbody. That's probably the biggest thing that every single one of us have in common. Like, we don't even all have the same hair color. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, this seems really like specific and kind of weird maybe, but it's true. So figure out who you are and figure out what you are looking for when you're looking for valuable content online, whether that's YouTube, blogs, Instagram, Facebook, like, no matter where you're looking for the content, what is the content that you were looking for or are looking for right now? And so some of that's going to be health and fitness related. Some of it's not. Some of it is going to have to do with how you work a corporate job and still fit your side hustle, which the Instagram training I was just on, she was talking about how huge like the hashtag side hustle is right now. Like, everybody wants a side hustle, whether that's network marketing or whether that's like freaking Bitcoin or like an Etsy shop. Like, everyone wants a side hustle right now. So that's like the catchphrase at the moment. So talk about that. Talk about how you fit this side hustle in. And if you don't know yet, that's okay. But be really conscious of how you are fitting it in so that you can talk about it. And it's not something you need to be like, so I just wanted to tell you guys how I fit my side hustle into my busy schedule. No, it's more of showing, this is back to like curiosity marketing, where you're showing people like, hey, I'm about to go to work. Hey, I have to go visit this construction site. Hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And then also, oh, I'm sitting on the couch, like working my business with my boyfriend. Like super casual. It doesn't have to be weird. It doesn't have to be salesy. Just show people what you're doing and how you're doing it. And then they naturally understand, oh, she like is making money on the side. She's doing something else. Oh, she's coaching people. Oh, she has people on her team, or she's brought people in that are getting really good results. Oh, that's really crazy. I didn't know she did that. And like, sometimes you do have to talk about it bluntly, but sometimes you just need to show people that you're seeing results and that people around you are seeing results. And that doesn't just mean physical, just like if you're happier, if you're less anxious, if you feel more fulfillment, if you're excited, if you feel like you have more friends or a community or something different, or you feel like you filled the void in your belly or whatever it is. Okay, sorry, I feel like I'm spending way too much time on this, but I want you guys to understand how freaking important this is, because if you are not providing value to your people, they're never, ever going to follow you. And if they do, they're going to unfollow you or they're going to stop watching you. And so this is why you have to be consistent too. And we're going to get into this a little bit more, but the short of it is Instagram wants to see you showing up, and Instagram wants to push your stuff to people. I think they say they do. I don't know if they really do, but they say they want to push it to people. But you have to play their game. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But actually, we're going to get into more detail in the rest of this. So I'm not going to even talk about it right now. Okay. How to get on Instagram's good side. So Instagram talks and says that they do not have an algorithm that changes. They have an algorithm, but it doesn't change and it always stays the same. Take that as you may, but I'm going to tell you how to play nice with Instagram so that more people will see your stuff, people that are following you, because it's not even always that you just need more followers. Sometimes you just need the people that are following you already to see your stuff and to engage with you and to talk to you. And so that's going to be kind of like one of the steps. So Instagram wants interest. So what this means is that Instagram will show your content to the people who it thinks will be interested in that content. Okay. So this is based on the people, like the posts that your followers are liking, like not necessarily yours, but like the posts they're liking, the stories they're watching, like what hashtags they search, the posts that they're commenting on, all that stuff. Instagram looks at it and says, oh, she likes a lot of stuff that is hashtagged with health coach, or is hashtagged with like paleo or something random like that. So if you have that hashtag and they are already liking your stuff, Instagram's automatically going to search or to send it to them. Okay. It also wants, oh wait, hold on. Okay, sorry. It also wants people to stay on Instagram longer, because the longer people are on Instagram, the more money Instagram makes, right? So to help it do this, you can have more videos. So whether that's like videos in your bio, whether that's lives, whether that's IGTVs, but don't just do it to do it. Have a purpose and have good content, because if you're putting out a video, let's say you put out an IGTV that's 10 minutes and people are clicking on it, and then as soon as it starts, like 3 seconds in, they're clicking away, that doesn't count, because Instagram's like, oh, people didn't like that. People didn't like that 10-minute video. So, and this takes trial and error, and I don't want you guys to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. Like, what if everybody hates it? You are never going to learn or be successful if you don't fail, period. Any millionaire, any successful entrepreneur, network marketer, anybody will tell you, you will not see success if you do not fail. So you have to fail, and you will fail forward, but post that first video. See how it does. If you don't get a lot of engagement, okay, that just means you have to change it up. Let's say you post a video where you talk about your story and why you got started on this journey, whether it's your health journey or your coaching journey. And you post it, and Instagram will tell you, I don't know if it does it just for IGTV, but like at least on IGTV, and I don't know if you have to have a business account, but it's okay. You can have a business account. Anybody can have a business account. It'll tell you, oh, people watch 2% of this video, or like the average person watches 2% of this video. So you're like, okay, so what was it that people didn't like? And you can ask people. You can go on your stories and be like, hey, you guys, I'm thinking about posting like some of my workouts. Like, would you guys want like a full workout on my IGTV? And you'll see like exactly what I'm doing. I'll show you like arm day or something. And if a lot of people respond yes, then okay, do it. And then after you post the IGTV, post it on your story and be like, hey, you guys asked for this, like here it is. Let me know what you think. I'd love your feedback. And if you're seeing that not a ton of people are watching the whole thing, ask why. Like, hey, you guys said that you wanted to see this. Like, there's no shame in that. And people love freaking giving their opinion, okay? So just be like, hey, you guys said you wanted this, and it didn't really seem like you guys were super into it. I'd love to know, like, was it the fact that you weren't looking for an arm workout and you would rather have something else like abs or booty? Or would you rather just like not see full workouts and you'd rather see just like small clips in my stories? And like Instagram, the one thing that it is nice about is it gives you all of the options in your stories for all those like the questions and the little chat thing and like the polls and all that stuff. You can use those, and it wants you to use those, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later too. But you can use those to your benefit. It doesn't just have to be like, oh, do you want to join my team? Yes or no. And it can be other stuff, and it should be other stuff. Okay, so hopefully that all makes sense. Longer captions can keep people on Instagram longer as well. And if Instagram sees that people are staying longer on Instagram and that they're staying longer because of you, they're going to keep pushing your content out to especially those people and other people that Instagram thinks are like them. Hopefully that makes sense. Which just means more eyes. Don't just write a long caption to write a long caption. Make sure the very first sentence of that caption is very, I want to say breathtaking. That is literally not the phrase I'm looking for. But you guys know what I mean. Like, make sure that it's eye-catching, okay? And it's attention-grabbing. You want that very first sentence to be attention-grabbing. And you want your picture to be a scroll stopper. You literally want people to stop and be like, oh, wow, that's a good picture. I want to double tap, okay? And people are lazy, and just because you're not getting likes doesn't mean people don't like your stuff. People are literally so lazy, and they just, even if they freaking like a picture, they don't like it because they're too lazy. They would rather just like tap through stories, which is fine, okay? But make it so good that people want to double tap it, okay? Okay, so you're probably wondering, well, how do I find these people who are interested in what I'm showing? Or, you know, what is it that my followers want to see? And so this is something that I actually recently just learned. So if you go, I want to make sure I say it right. So if you go on your phone to your likes, to your little heart guy, and then if you go to following up at like the top tab where it says following, I've never done this before until today. So if you're like, I knew this already, I apologize, but this was like a wow moment for me. So this shows you the people that you're following and the content that they are interacting with. So this is only helpful if you're following people that are in your niche. And we're going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about it a lot because that's an entirely like a whole nother call. But you need to figure out specifically who you want in your like target market. So what kind of customers you want, what kind of coaches you want, who you want to work with as clients, as other coaches, just in general. You need to be specific on that, and you need to be finding and following those people. And then you can use this feature to see like, okay, awesome. This is what those people like. So this is the kind of stuff I should be posting. you can see like if they're liking more videos, if they're liking workout videos, if they're liking stuff that's hashtagged, I don't know, fitness influencer, or if they are liking quotes, or if nobody's liking any quotes, or if they're liking more selfies. Like this is the kind of stuff you guys need to be looking for. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. Okay, so the next thing that Instagram is looking for is relationships. And Instagram tries to determine who your family and friends are. And they determine this through like the DMs you're having, the likes, the comments, the stories, everything like that. However, they see it as mutual. Okay? So, what I mean by that is that if I'm liking your stuff every single day, and you're not liking my stuff back, Instagram doesn't see us as friends. Instagram sees us as you like me, or I forget which way I said that. I like you, I forget, whatever. But they're seeing that as one-sided, so they assume if it's one-sided, you're not a family or friend. So what does that tell me? That tells me that the people that are loving on my stuff, I need to go show them love back, because that's when Instagram's going to be like, oh my gosh, these people are friends. We need to always show them each other's content. Okay? And like, yes, there's a very good chance that if somebody's constantly liking all of your stuff, Instagram's going to keep sharing your stuff with them because it sees that they like you. But if you want to like one up that, go like on their stuff too. And this is huge, okay? Okay, so determining your ideal follower. So this is how you find your people, because the best advice I will ever give you is first of all, do not use any bots, because they're Instagram illegal now, and Instagram will put you in jail. But also, don't just follow everybody and their mom, and don't follow like the random people. I don't know. I'm trying, like, this made more sense back when like bots were a thing and like people were just literally buying likes and like buying followers. Like, you don't want to do that. I would rather you have 150 followers that are people that you relate to and connect with than having 2,000 followers of people that are creepy old men. Like, I mean, I'm sure you'd rather have that too, but I'm just saying, like, the likes don't matter if it's not your ideal client, okay? Whether that's a customer or a coach. So how are you finding these people? Actually, I think I'm going to talk about that next, but you need to first get specific on who that person is. So figuring out your niche, figuring out your avatar, figuring out who you want to talk to, okay? I like to talk to people in the corporate world because I can relate to that. And I want to show other women who are either designers or in the corporate world, like, hey, even if you like your job, even if you want to keep your job like right now or forever, I can give you some fulfillment because this is what this has done for me. So that's who I want to find. I want to find people who are motivated, and I want to find other corporate ladies. So I search hashtags and pages and stuff that has those kind of people. I also, like, I had a really bad like eating disorder. So I look for stuff like that as far as like challengers go. I look for other women who, I wouldn't call it like severe, but who have troubles with food and like an addiction with food. And so I look for those people and I try to find those people through other pages and hashtags. And I'm going to get into that a little bit deeper soon. But if you don't know who you're trying to find, you're never going to find anybody. Also, optimizing your, like, the very first line in your bio is huge. So once you figure out who this ideal customer is and like what they're searching, either instead of your name or next to your name, if you have enough letters, put something like, I'm not going to give you guys examples because I don't want you to all put the same thing. because it might not be right for you and you might just put it to put it. But I want you to think about that niche and don't get too specific that like nobody's searching it, but something like a word or two that describes what you do as a health coach. Okay. Okay, I'll give you this example. I was gonna say like something like Christina Willett, health coach. Okay, I wouldn't use health coach. You can. I feel like it's probably way overused, but it's okay to be broad and general in that case. But I would try to think of something a little bit more unique than just health coach. And it depends who you're trying to attract. Are you trying to attract clients or coaches right now? And if you're trying to attract both, that's okay. But just figure out where kind of that little bit of niche is. Okay. So how is it that we find these people, and why is engaging so important? The easiest and best and most successful way to grow your following is by engaging with other people's content. Okay, so yes, of course there are those people that post a post, it goes viral, and then they get hundreds of thousands of followers. But honestly, 99% of entrepreneurs are not doing it that way, because that's pretty rare. And I don't care what kind of entrepreneur they are. I don't care if they're a life coach, a health coach, network marketer, own a brick and mortar, and they're just trying to get exposure on Instagram. This is what they are doing. This is what everybody is doing. And so you just have to set yourself apart by doing it authentically and successfully. So here's who you should be engaging with. Friends of friends. So I always start there. Think of your close friends and go see who's following them. Because if you're friends with this person, you're probably gonna vibe with their friends too. So just go interact with them. Hashtags. So you should come up and hopefully I know there's like some new faces on here, but hopefully all of you are at least to the point in the training that kind of talk about the 5 things. So like your 5 pillars of your business that are the things that you relate to. So not just health and fitness. Whether that's being in the corporate world, whether that's being a designer, whether that is partially health and fitness, whether it's grocery shopping. What are the 5 things that you're always going to talk about on your page? And these things do not have to relate to each other, okay? It's great if they do a little bit, but if you are, okay, if you're a health person who absolutely, like obviously we're all health people. We're in Beachbody, okay? So we're a Beachbody coach that's obsessed with fashion, okay? Like totally obsessed with fashion. Do those things go together? Maybe kind of if you like really like make them go together, but honestly not really, because how many health coaches are there that aren't obsessed with fashion, and how many fashionistas are there that don't care about health, okay? So like those 2 things don't have to marry. If they do, if they can, that's great. But I really want you to like think outside the box and what are those 5 things? Are you a stay-at-home mom and you are, I don't know, like a beauty blogger or whatever, like you're really into like holistic living, or you like all around. So like not only is like health and fitness important to you, but maybe using all natural like chemicals and like cleaning products and even like food is super important to you. And maybe this business helps you be able to afford those things better. Like this is the kind of stuff that I want to start like turning in your brain that you're thinking about. But anyways, so those are the kinds of hashtags and like pages you're going to be looking for, okay? So like who were you following before you started Beachbody? Like who were your favorite bloggers? Who were your favorite Instagram people? Who was like your inspo? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be health and fitness inspo, but like who was your inspo? Look and see who's commenting on their stuff. Look and see who's engaging with them. Those are the kind of people that you can go engage with, okay? And then utilizing your stories. So this is a great way to get people to engage with you. And the more people are engaging with you, the more Instagram is like, oh dang, people like her. So I'm going to keep pushing my stuff to her. Okay. And so this is why I think it's key. Like I love using polls when I'm trying to like recruit clients and coaches. However, I love to also use polls when, can you guys still hear me? Uh-oh. Can you guys nod or not? You can hear me? Okay. I don't know what happened. Hopefully the recording works. Like Angie always says, all the more reason to be online. Okay, so I kind of lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, okay. So using polls and like the other features that Instagram stories has that makes people interact, or even like the just little swipey thing, all of those things for completely random stuff is huge. Because like, just to be like totally honest with you guys, if I post a poll about like coaches or challengers, I might get 1 or 2 people to vote. If I post it like I did before Summit, I posted every single one of like the dress up outfits that I was thinking about bringing. And I put a poll on every single one. And I had like 40 people voting on every single freaking poll. Maybe even more, maybe like 50 or 60. Like so many people. And I was like, holy crap, where are you guys when I'm doing polls about like becoming a coach? Because hello. But I noticed that I was also just getting more views because people were having fun, like giving me their opinion on my outfits. And Instagram knew that, so it was pushing it to more people. So this is why you should always be like doing stuff like that. And this is why also you shouldn't only be talking about health and fitness, because people get bored with that. People want to come to your page to learn, and they want to know what you're doing, and they want to know how you look, or feel how you feel, or why you have so much energy, or yada, yada, yada. But they also want to know who you are. My top watched stories are always the ones where my boyfriend is looking like a fool. Literally every time. Anytime I have him in there, just like being him, like those are the ones that like, even if there's 6 of them, I only get like 5 people to drop off. Whereas like if I'm just talking to the camera, like let's say talking about my workout for the day, or like, I don't know, whatever, something that's Beachbody-ish related, I'll get like 20 people to drop off, which like, you don't want that, you know? So pay attention to these things and see what does better so you can do more of that. And I'm not saying lose sight of talking about your challenge group, talking about your workouts, talking about your grocery. Well, people always love like grocery hauls and like meal prep and stuff. But like, I'm not saying don't do the stuff that you're already doing. If you are posting about your workouts and you're posting about how you can help people, but do the other stuff too. People love kids. People love dogs. Like people love that stuff. And so share it, but make sure you're sharing plenty of value to go along with it. Okay. Okay. So let's talk probably about the most important piece of what we will talk about tonight. Okay. Maybe not the most important. I think all of this is really, really important, but probably what you guys have been waiting to hear. Getting the follow back. How many of you guys have heard about the 3-2-1 or the 5-3-1, or it has different names, the PB&J or whatever? How many of you guys have heard of that? Probably most of you. And maybe you're sick of hearing it. But let me freaking tell you, this is what you have to do. Period. This is what you have to do. Unless you have a really freaking good ass post and you get it to go viral, which is really, really rare, even for the people that are like tippy top of like the Instagram food chain. Like, this is what people are doing. This is what entrepreneurs are doing, okay? And like, I know I've said that like 16 times, but like, I want you guys to understand, like, this isn't just us. This is what any successful entrepreneur is telling you to do. So listen up, write it down, and don't push it to the wayside. Okay, liking people's photos. First of all, let's go back to what we talked about earlier. These people should be people that you want to be friends with. And you're probably like, okay, well, how would I know? Because I can't tell, like, I've never had a conversation with them. You can tell. You can freaking tell by just looking at their page, like, that person looks cool, or that person doesn't have one single picture of them. I have no idea, like, who they even are. I'm probably not going to interact with them. Like, right? You know? Or that person has 6 kids and I'm very much single with no kids and a cat. So probably we don't relate to each other much. And I mean, that's not to say that you wouldn't, but you can kind of just tell by looking at people. And don't get like so specific that you're like, wow, I only have like one person to follow. But just, there's plenty of people out there. But don't just follow anybody and everybody. So find the people that you think you can genuinely connect with. Like a couple of their photos, read the freaking captions, and comment on a photo or two. And it shouldn't just be emojis. It shouldn't just be beautiful. It shouldn't just say great photo. It should be something genuine. And I'm not going to say every single time you do this, it's going to be perfect. And maybe there would be less time that it's perfect than times that it's closer to perfect. But be really thoughtful on the ones that you can be perfect. So when you're reading somebody's caption and they're getting really vulnerable and they're really opening up and they're talking about anything, and you can relate even just a little bit to it, tell them that. Tell them you relate. Thank them for saying it. Ask them a question. Don't just ask them. We're like past the days when saying, hey girl, I like your skirt. Where'd you get it? That's not really okay anymore. Like, sure, if you really like their skirt and want to know where it's from, that's fine. Ask them. I don't care. But if they have another picture that you can also comment on very genuinely and say, wow, was this taken in Hawaii because it's so beautiful and my boyfriend and I have been talking about going to Hawaii for so long. I've never been. And this makes me even more excited to go. Like, when did you go? Something like that. Like something more genuine than just like, hey, I like your shirt. Hey, super cute necklace. Like, again, those things are okay. But when you can make a really genuine comment, make a really genuine comment. When you can show somebody, hey, your post was so good that I even read your super long caption, that means a lot to people. I mean, even like me, who literally every single one of my captions is freaking long as shit, when somebody says something that I'm like, wow, you actually read that? Thank you. Like, thank you so much. So I know that other people feel like that too. So read people's captions and then follow them. And so I was listening to a podcast of this girl. I forgot her name. I can look it up if you guys care. But she doesn't really, I don't really know exactly what she does. She was like a guest speaker. She has like I don't know. She's an entrepreneur, okay? Talking about 40% of, why does it keep telling me it's unmuted? Can you guys still hear me? Okay, sorry. It keeps like popping up saying that I'm muted. Or something, I don't even know what it says. But she was saying if 40, and she has like hundreds of thousands of followers, and she was saying she does this, and if 40% of people that she follows follow her back, that's really good. Okay? This is a girl that already has a ton of followers. She has a really great content. She has beautiful pictures. She's super engaged with people. She's writing amazing comments on people's stuff. And only 40% on a good day follow her back. Okay? So those of you that are coming to me and you're like, I just spent 15 minutes following a ton of people and like one person followed me back. My response is, okay, well, first of all, do better. And second of all, follow more people. Because that's like the easy, literally, if you break down everything we do as coaches, that is literally the easiest thing we do. The easiest. You can do that when you're doing anything. You can do that and still pay attention to like your TV show. You can do that, I mean, not driving, but like literally, basically, it's so simple. You can do it anytime. So that should be like a non-negotiable, because if you're doing it with the right people and you're just automatically getting eyes on you and you're doing the right things and the things you're supposed to be doing on your page and in your stories, it's all going to start to come naturally. Okay. But you have to do everything else we've talked about tonight up until now to get those follow backs. And you need to forgive yourself for the follow backs you don't get. And you need to be okay with it. You need to accept it. And you need to understand that even the people that know what they're doing and that are experts and that are getting paid to train people on Instagram aren't even getting half the people following them back. Okay? Like, that's okay. You just need to do it more. And you just need to do it better. And practice is gonna make perfect. Sorry, I almost screwed that up. Practice is gonna make perfect. And failing forward is a good thing. And being scared and confused and unsure is natural, and it's right. That's how you should feel. That's always how you should feel in this business, you guys. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. That's it. That's my story. That's my spiel. That's what you guys need to do. I'm going to open it up for questions. I see there's kind of a lot of chat. So I'm going to stop sharing so that we can see each other, and because I don't want to forget to take a picture before we stop this.
I have a question, Christine.
But I would love to know, feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions. I'll start like looking at the chat. But in the meantime, if you guys do want to unmute yourself, feel free to do that, and I will.
I do have a question for you, Christina. This is Carmen. Can you guys hear me? I'm not sure if I'm. All right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I literally had my speaker muted, so I couldn't hear you. Can you start over?
Yeah, I can hear you. I wanted to ask you, when you see, like, let's say when you're doing your following, when you're in the process of adding more people to your account, and then in hopes that they follow you back. Now, before you do that, do you ever check if another coach is already following them? Do you step back, or do you go ahead and add them anyways? That's my question.
I add them anyways. I mean, I guess I don't look at the people that are following them. If it was a coach that I was following, that might be a red flag, and I would probably go to look and see if like they were like liking or commenting on their stuff, probably. Maybe, I don't know, I feel like I haven't run into that a ton, but I would also say like there's a decent chance, like I feel like a lot of us use like Captivate or like Stim Social, that like I feel like I follow people that I don't even know that I follow. Like, as bad as that sounds, because I kind of screwed myself up with apps in the past that I don't use anymore, that I would kind of maybe, like if Allie was following somebody and it wasn't already one of her coaches, I would probably assume that, unless I like went to like the post and saw that she was like liking the posts, which that would probably show me like her name first, then I might be like, okay, like I don't know, and I wouldn't. But I don't know, I guess I feel like I don't really run into that a lot. But what I will say is that I always look at their bio, and I always watch their stories if they have stories. And if they are selling something else, then it depends what it is. If they're like Monat or something, I'll still interact with them. And then I've sent so many invites to girls like, hey, I see like you're a fellow network marketer. Like, I try to make it clear, like, hey, look, I'm looking at your shit. I'm not one of those people that's just like popping into everybody's inbox. Like, I know that you are also have a side hustle. Like, I know, I feel what you feel. But like, do you have a health routine right now? Like, do you have a workout routine? But if they're a Beachbody coach, I walk away. Hopefully that answers that.
It does. Thank you.
Okay, I'll let you guys keep unmuting yourself. I'm gonna still, I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm not really seeing any. A lot about Lightroom, you guys. Lightroom is amazing. But it's funny because I was listening to something talking about more authentic is better. So like, don't have like these super curated photos all the time. Like, every single picture you have shouldn't be like absolutely perfect, but it's important that they are eye-catching and beautiful, because that's what people are looking for. And if they're not, people don't think, I think that as sad as it is that yes, people judge us by what our Instagram looks like. And if our Instagram doesn't look professional, they do not trust us, period. That's just the way it is. So if you're like new-ish, but like starting to step out of your warm market and like into your cold market, the best thing you can do for yourself is level up your Instagram and make your Instagram so freaking good and start looking at other influencers. I would suggest like maybe like look at like one Beachbody coach that you super, super relate to, and then look at other influencers, other entrepreneurs, other people that you look up to, see what they're doing on their page and see how you can make that your own. Okay, I'm not really seeing any questions, so if I missed something, can you guys just like if you asked something and I didn't answer it, please
I
just
have a question.
Yes.
Hi. Okay, so hi. So I can watch YouTube trainings on this, I'm sure. But since we're on the topic, have you heard anything about like having multiple pictures or swipe overs doing better? Because that was mentioned before, and I'm curious what you have heard about that.
Yeah, so anything that makes people interact with your page is a good thing. So that's why like polls are so good. And yeah, stories or swipes are really good because if people are swiping, Instagram sees that they care. So that means they have to stop. So that means they're not just scrolling past your picture. They have to stop on it. And even if they're not liking it, Instagram knows that they swiped. So yes, it is a good thing. I would say.
I'll mention something. I'm doing like trial and error with it right now because I researched a lot on that. Like I've done a lot of research on the swipe over, and I've had a mix, like 50-50, say that it has made their engagement go way lower, and that they've actually trialed it for months. Like people will be like, okay, here's my thing. I've trialed it for months. Swipe over fucking sucks. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then some people are like, oh, well, I did it last year for months and it worked good. And then some people are like, but now it doesn't. So I would say trial and error with like your own Instagram, but I don't know. That's what I've researched personally about the little like making people swipe over. A lot of people say it's not good anymore, but I don't know. You would have to trial and error your own Instagram, I guess.
That's really good to know.
Which is weird because I would think the same thing. Like if I didn't research it, I would think like, okay, they're staying on your shit. That's what Instagram wants. They're swiping over. So what the fuck?
I know that you, Deanna, and you've been doing more IGTVs for a couple months, and so have you, Christina. Have you noticed a difference yet so far in your engagement and who sees your posts, or no?
No, but I will tell you that like let's say I get like recently, now that Instagram changed, like honestly, I'm happy if I get 100 likes on my post, which is like insane because like 3 months ago it was like 500 I was happy with.
Yeah. But sometimes I get, and like you shouldn't define yourself by a like, but sometimes I get like 40, and the thing is like it's our job to like this is our creativity, you know, and like we put our heart and our soul into this shit. Like this is our fucking artwork. And then when you get 40 likes, you're like, fuck.
I know. And that's something I get it. I totally get it. And you just have to like grin and bear it and try to be better next time and see what posts are doing better. Okay, wait, let me finish answering your question. And then also, I want to bring up something else. So if I forget what it is, just remind me that it's about time. No, it's about times. But what I was going to say is that if I'm like happy, if I get like 100 to 150 likes on a picture, I'll get like 200 to 300 likes on my IGTVs, and I'll get like almost 2,000 views sometimes.
Wow.
Maybe not that many, maybe like 16 to 1,800. And so like I did an IGTV a couple weeks ago or like last week, and it only got I think like 600 views. So I can say, okay, well I know my IGTVs usually do pretty well. So clearly people didn't like that. So instead of being like, damn, that sucks, which of course at first I was, then I was like, okay, so I'm not going to do that again. So this is the kind of stuff you guys need to look for. Also, it's important to look at your insights and see when your people are online, because Instagram also likes to show new pictures to people. So if you posted something a week ago, Instagram technically considers that old news and not relevant anymore. This is not in every case, because I'm sure there's times that you see pictures pop up on your feed and you're like, wow, that's like a week old. That must be like a really good post. And yes, that's true. And so that's why we should always strive to have really good posts. But at the same time, if you post something and then someone else posts something similar, let's say 2 hours later, and 2 hours later is when most of your people and your followers are online, Instagram is going to give them the other stuff. But if it's reversed, even if the quality of the post is exactly the same, even if you both have the same like engagement, usually like Instagram is going to give it to the person that's newer. So look in your insights, or there's like apps you can download that like can tell you if you don't have a business page, but you can have a business page. We talked about this, I don't know, last week or something. I don't know, in a different call. But see when your people are online. Like I was just looking at that today. My people are online at noon. Like that's the high time. Look at the days people are online. My people are online during the week at noon, period. So guess what? I'm going to try to bust my ass to make sure, even though I'm at work, I'm going to prep a post so that on my lunch break, I can post during that time, because that's when Instagram is telling me to post. So I'm going to play nice with it. Okay.
I also heard, I don't know if it's true, but like the first hour after you post your photo is like the most important. Like the more likes you can get in the first hour, the more Instagram is going to show your picture throughout the day. So I always try to look like when the people are on and post like either right before or at that time. So then, you can optimize that first hour.
Yep, that's a great tip.
That's funny. I feel like it's opposite for me. I feel like I'll post something and sometimes it'll be a really slow start. Like, which mind you, I don't have many followers, so I'm lucky if I get 20 likes. But I might get like a couple, and then overnight I'll wake up and I'll have had like 10 to 15 more likes. So it's weird. I feel like maybe my people are just on later or something.
Yeah, so maybe go look at your insights and see when people are on, and see if you can try posting at that time. You can even use like scheduling apps if you guys want to. Shoot, I was going to say something else, but I forgot. It's okay.
Oh, time zone differences. That's true. Yeah, because I'm central and I feel like nobody's central.
But yes, but at the same time, like Instagram is telling you what time in your time zone that people are on,
Okay.
So like, even if people are on like earlier than that, earlier than whatever, like I would just look, because it's going to tell you your time zone. So I wouldn't even worry about that.
Okay. I still have a personal account just because that one call you guys did, it kind of sounded like if you don't have a lot of followers to keep it on personal is what I got from it.
There's mixed feelings on that, but there's apps you can download that are actually way better than the insights on Instagram. It'll tell you to like the minute when you should post and like when your people are on. Like,
yeah, what app?
What? I'll let you know. It's a super simple.
There's one called Unum.
Does that give you insights too, or is that just a scheduling app?
No. It tells you when you're supposed to
Oh.
post your.
Did you pay for that one? Because I have Unum.
It's free.
What? You're lying.
No, I've used.
How do I not know this? How do I find this?
You go. Okay, if you can see. So when you open it up.
Best times.
Yeah, the times, best times.
Hey, man. Okay.
And the app is called.
Damn.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Anything else, you guys? I'm gonna take a picture.
Can you send it to me?
Yeah, I will. You guys ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Last chance. Any questions that you guys have? Anything? Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Hopefully this was helpful. Please tell me if it wasn't. I'd rather know. You can tell me privately. Or you can embarrass me. I don't care.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night. Mwah. Bye, you guys.
Thank you. Bye.